Today I'm talking about the titillating topic of property taxes. I know this is not very exciting, but if you are looking to be a homeowner in Idaho, then you should probably take a few minutes to learn about the homeowner's exemption. This video is going to save you money. Thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel, I am new in North Idaho. My husband and I packed our bags and moved from Washington State to Coeur d'Alene this past winter, and I'm using this channel as a place to document what it's like living here in North Idaho and also sharing what I'm learning along the way. If you want to see more, pop over to my blog at letsgonorthidaho.com. I have shorter posts on there about things that might not take an entire video to talk about. Also, if you are ready to start looking at houses, check out my home search website, which is searchhomesnorthidaho.com. I will put a link to both my blog and the home search website in the description down below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn the bell on for notifications so you don't miss a video. I am making a new video every week. Counties levy and collect property tax to provide local services and support for independent local taxing districts such as cities and schools. The state of Idaho does not receive any property tax. Property tax applies to all non-exempt property, including homes, including manufactured homes, farmland, commercial properties, industrial properties, business, personal property. I think that's pretty much it. Each year, your county assessor's office must estimate how much a typical buyer would pay for your property as of January 1 of that year. It is assessed at 100% of market value less any exemptions. So check with your county assessor to find out which exemptions might apply. Generally, assessors use sales prices from the properties in the county to develop guidelines. They also consider features that could influence what a buyer would pay for the property. Those features would include size, location, quality of construction, age, and condition. Idaho property taxes for the past 5 years. In 2021, the average annual urban rate was 1.043%. The average rural rate was 0.698%. In 2020, the average urban rate was 1.129%, and the rural rate was 1.798%. Instead of reading all these numbers, here is the chart. I'd like to point out that rates have actually gone down every year for the past 5 years. Homeowner's exemption. The homeowner's exemption is an exemption provided by state law that saves the property owner money on their property taxes. This happens because the exemption deducts half of the assessed value of the buildings and the 1 acre home site up to a max of $125,000 or 50%, whichever one is less. Any property owner occupying their home as a primary residence and is an Idaho resident qualifies for this exemption. To get the exemption, you need a valid Idaho driver's license, your vehicle has to be registered in Idaho, and you have to live in Idaho the majority of the year. You file for the homeowner's exemption with the assessor's office. There is no deadline to file for the exemption, but when you receive the exemption, it's dependent upon when you file. The exemption is effective the year it is received and approved by the assessor's office. Homeowner's exemption applications are available and must be filed in the assessor's office on Government Way in Coeur d'Alene, unless you live in a different county, and then go to that assessor's office. Another property tax reduction program for low income or elderly people. To qualify for this one, your income in 2022 after deducting medical expenses must be $37,000 or less, and you must be 65 or older. If you are not over 65 but you're blind, widowed, disabled, you might still qualify. The property tax reduction program only applies to full-time residents, and it could reduce your property taxes by $250 up to $1,500. On February 4th, 2022, Governor Little signed House Bill 436 that provided a tax rebate to full-year residents of Idaho. Later in the year, on September 1st, 2022, a special session of the Idaho legislature passed and Governor Brad Little signed House Bill 1 authorizing a tax rebate to full-year residences of Idaho. The special session rebate was $300 for single filers and $600 for joint filers, or 10% of the tax amount, whichever is greater. The 2022 rebate assigned by Governor Little with House Bill 436 is $75 per taxpayer and each dependent, or 12% of the tax amount, whichever one is greater. Idaho property tax rate in Kootenai County. Over the past several years, Kootenai County has had significantly lower property tax rates than the other counties in Idaho, with more than 100,000 residents. In fact, our property tax rates are lower than 70% of all counties in Idaho and are 17% less than the state average of all 44 counties. Here in Kootenai County, the taxes are approximately 0.6% of a property's assessed fair market value as property tax. So if you buy $1 million house, your tax is going to be around $6,000 per year, give or take, depends on where it is. Let me know in the comments if you have anything to add about property taxes here in North Idaho. I know I'm going to be heading down to the assessor's office myself to go file for my homeowner's exemption, and once you buy a house, you should do the same. See you next week.